Hello everyone, welcome back to Plunge. This is Raj Prithvi and welcome to brand new series on unit testing. So in this DevOps course, apart from GitHub Maven, we are also introducing JUnit, which is very important unit testing framework for Java developers. So unit testing, before proceeding with JUnit, let's understand what is unit testing first. And later we will see what is JUnit and what is the latest version of JUnit and official website of JUnit. So first let's understand what is unit testing. So testing done by programmer on their own piece of code. It is actually called unit testing. So once again I repeat, testing done by programmer on their own piece of code is called unit testing. So let me display that notes here. So what is unit testing? What is unit testing? First point, testing done by programmer on their own piece of code is called unit testing. Unit testing. So who is going to perform unit testing? Developer or programmer is going to perform what? Unit testing. So that is called actually unit testing. We write some piece of code and we need to test that piece of code before moving the project from development phase to production phase. In the development phase, it is the responsibility of a programmer or a developer to test their code part by part or module by module. So that is called unit testing. So it is actually defined as a type of software testing where individual components of a software are tested. So there is one more definition available. It is defined as a type of software testing where individual components of a software are tested. Let me display that. Unit testing is defined as a type of software testing where individual components of a software are tested. Okay, each and every module, each and every piece of code which a developer write, generally tested by developer only, programmer only. And we have unit testing, we have peer testing, we have integration testing. All these are different flavors in the testing department, in the testing phase. So developer will do testing, testers will do testing. Testers way of doing testing is completely different. They use different types of automation tools. They are going to test our code or project in different environments. Tester is going to test the whole project. Testers roles and responsibilities are different. Developers roles and responsibilities are different. Developer will write the code. Developer will test the code written by developer. Tester is going to test the code written by developers. Whole project is tested by tester in a software company. So let's understand what is peer testing. So testing, unit testing done on one programmer's code or a task by their colleague programmer. It is actually called peer testing. So let me display that. Unit testing done by one programmer, done by one programmer's code or task on their one programmer's code or task by their colleague programmer is called peer testing. So whether it is unit testing or peer testing or integration testing, in the development phase, all these things will happen. So whenever we test the code, we need to check what we are expecting, what it is expecting. So generally we test methods in Java. So I'm explaining this. Unit testing means I'm going to explain JUnit. It is actually a testing framework related to Java programming language. So JUnit means nothing but it is a unit testing program, unit testing framework for Java programming language. So generally we are going to test methods which we write in our Java classes in development phase. So in development phase, we perform unit testing. Fine. So who is going to perform? Programmer is going to perform unit testing in development phase. So note, testing means matching expected results with actual results. Testing means matching expected results with actual results. So assume I have one program called as employee.java. So I'm having one application employee.java. This is the code employee, class employee. And I'm having some methods inside of this class, public, public. I'm going to return one employee, get, okay. Class name is, we will call it as employee controller. It is going to actually return employee object. Method name is get employee by ID. So where we pass employee ID as an argument. So once we are done with this coding part, we need to actually test this application in different scenarios, in different with different values. So assume this is returning one employee object, return employee, employee ID, employee name, and employee city. So actually returning one employee object. Fine. Okay, this is our application employee.java. I am a developer. I have written this coding. Once I'm done with this coding, actually I need to test this application. Without testing, actually it is we cannot code for remaining modules. Compulsory we need to test that. Without testing, product or software will not be released in the market. It will not move from. It is not going to move from development phase to production phase. So we need to test this application. What will happen? See, when I'm calling this method, so how to test? So class, so this and all I'll explain in our upcoming sessions along with the real-time applications and coding. Just how to call this, get employee by ID. I'm passing one positive, what it is going to return, one employee object, assume. So I'm expecting one employee object based on that employee ID. So if a test case is passed, if expected results, actual results are matched, then it is going to be, test is going to be success. That test is succeeded. If expected results are matching with what? Actual results. If expected results are matching with actual results, then test will become success. Fine. One thing. Next. If expected results, if expected results are not matching with actual results, then test will fail. Until test is passing, we need to work on that. Until test is passing, we need to work on that. So generally, within first attempt, test cases will not become success. Few developers will take a long time, especially on making the failing test cases, making the failing test cases to success. If test cases are success, actually one green color will be displayed in the IDE tool. So green color indicating test is success. If test is failed, red color will be displayed in the IDE tools. So I'm going to explain all the different annotations which we use in performing this unit testing in Java environment. Moreover, I'm going to use one IDE tool called as STS. You can also use Eclipse. Both are same actually, or you can also use my Eclipse. But I'm going to explain with respect to STS, Spring Tool soon. So in this application example, we are actually want to test this particular method, which is going to return one employee object. So first we will test against positive values. If I pass positive value for this employee ID, what it is going to return, what I'm expecting. If I return negative value, what will happen? What I'm expecting, what it is returning. Employee, get employee by ID. I'm passing negative value, what it should return. Next, one test case. Next, like this. How many number of test cases we are writing for this method is not important. So some people, some developers are going to write a lot of test cases, but still their test cases will fail at some point of time. We need to identify the right test cases. So in which environment we need to check, how we need to check, that we need to identify. First, we need to identify failing test cases. What will happen if I give employee by ID? If I pass other than integer, if I pass string, what will happen? Actually it will not enter, it will not entertain this kind of values. String is not allowed because in case of integer we cannot place string values. What will happen if I pass null value? It should raise null pointer exception like that. So expected result, actual result should match, then only test case will pass. Okay, now we understood what is unit testing, what is peer testing, who is going to do this testing in development phase, programmers or developers. Now let's understand what is JUnit. So JUnit, it is actually a popular unit testing framework for Java. So what is JUnit? It is actually a very famous unit testing framework for Java programming language. JUnit is a popular unit testing framework for Java programming, for Java programming language. Okay, this is actually a popular unit testing framework for Java programming language, JUnit. So the minimum requirement. Okay, let me discuss the latest version first. Latest version of JUnit is JUnit 5. This is the latest version. Official website http://www.junit.org. This is the official website of JUnit. So if you want to perform unit testing in your Java applications, then you need to prefer JUnit. In that latest version is JUnit 5. One important note, if you want to work with JUnit 5, minimum JDK version should be, minimum Java version should be 8, minimum Java version 8. So you can use Java version 8 or above in order to work with latest version of JUnit, that is JUnit 5. Actually, this JUnit 5 is a combination of three things. It is having JUnit platform, it is having JUnit Jupyter engine. Next, it is also providing backward compatibility to work with JUnit 4, JUnit Vintage. Vintage means old versions. So these and all provided by JUnit 5. Moreover, we are going to work with completely, we are going to work with annotations in JUnit 5. So annotation changed the Java programming language like anything. Actually, these annotations were introduced in Java in 1.5 version, alternative to XML type of coding. So programmers are more interested, programmers more likely to use annotations in their development of Java projects. I'm going to explain this JUnit 5 through complete annotations. Which annotations we need to use? When we need to use those annotations? What are annotations? How to work with JUnit and all, which will be discussed in our upcoming sessions one by one. Next. So when I'm discussing this JUnit 5, I mostly prefer working with Maven projects. So I will take one Maven project, Java Maven project, and I will add one dependency related to JUnit, because in real time we will work either with Maven or Gradle. So Maven is very famous nowadays. Even Gradle is also very famous. So Gradle, Maven, both are related to project build management tools. So about Maven, separately session is covered. What is Maven? How to develop project in Maven, and how to add dependencies, how to exclude dependencies, how to create a jar file, var file through Maven. So how to automate the build process and all will be explained in Maven. In JUnit 5, I'm going to work with STS. STS I'm taking. This is actually one IDE tool, especially for Java developers to develop Spring Boot applications and microservices. Fine. I am taking this combination STS IDE tool with Maven project. So there I will add one dependency related to JUnit 5, so that you can understand how this JUnit is going to work. A separate JUnit window will be opened. Let me open STS once. So Spring Tool Suite version 4. So let me select one workspace. I'll give 19 workspace. So if you know how to add dependency in Maven, then you can start working with JUnit 5. So when you develop a project in Maven, actually different sections are available. Test cases, test classes, you cannot write wherever you want. There is certain order you need to follow. Actually, when I create one project, create a Java project. No, directly I don't want to create. I'll take support of Maven. File, new. I'm going with Maven project. 1 second. Go to file, go to new, click other, Maven project. Next, give group ID, artifact ID, and version. Okay. Create a simple project. Skip archetype selection. I'm selecting. Click next. It will ask us group ID, artifact ID, and version. So group ID, I would like to go with raj.prithvi.in. Artifact ID, I'm giving demo JUnit app 1. I'm clicking finish. Okay, if you observe bottom right, it is actually creating one Maven Java Maven project. So it contains its own directory structure. We should know where exactly to place .java files related to coding, where exactly we need to place test classes, nothing but .java files again in our development phase. You can see we have src main Java where we place our coding related files, .java files. src main resources where we place our non-Java files like properties files, XML files, image files, etc. src test Java. This is the place where we need to place our test classes. Inside of test classes, we will be having different types of test cases. And a separate window will be opened related to JUnit actually. So once you write that code and once you start running, left hand side separate JUnit window will be opened where you can monitor success and failed test cases. So which I'm going to discuss in our upcoming session. So this is what I want to introduce in this session of JUnit. Thank you very much. Catch you in next session.